before we get to the Cavaliers, there was a story that kind of crept up on us yesterday that I wanted to address in the football world. We may get back to football at some point because there's another story I wanted to talk about. But there was a report from of all people, not Adam Schefter, not Ian Rappaport. It was Ken Prendergast of Neotrans. Um, he reported that the Haslam family has concluded that FirstEnergy Stadium is beyond renovation, and that it was quickly and poorly built, may not be affordably retrofitted with the upgrades that they want for a potential new stadium. And there was a report that they might want a just a regular like dome stadium. And I'm very curious as to what their thinking is behind that. Not necessarily thinking it's an awful idea, because I've said for a while now that I think the Browns should look into trying to find a multi-purpose venue that can not only suit the football games but also some other stuff as well. But having it a full-on dome in an era now where it seems like we're past the closed dome, the arenas in favor of retractable roofs and adjustable stadiums. I don't know. This doesn't seem like that would be the right fit personally, but I know with the weather, the way it kind of works in Cleveland, it kind of just feels like that would be the safest choice if you want to make sure that you can get these games and events in. But I don't know. This kind of feels like you could still have a stadium like this in the summertime in the wide open air and with fresh natural grass. Because apparently the talk is they want to get turf in there as well. And we know all the players now think about turf.
I've gone back and forth on this. And to be honest, I just want whatever's going to help the team win. It used to be, let's play in an outdoor stadium. These teams that come up here can't compete. And honestly, Mitch, it's been the complete opposite. The Saints this year in negative 15-degree weather. The Raiders a couple years ago when it was basically another hurricane and they came in here and beat Cleveland. Even Arizona coming here in late October, November before and beating the Browns handedly. I'm all for a retractable roof because I still like having fresh air come into a stadium. I get what the Haslams and the owners of the Browns want to do. Mitch, that stadium gets touched 8 to 9 times in the fall and winter. Now, obviously, it's a little different this year because there was hockey games, and that was an awesome experience. You need to put something in Cleveland that can be used year-round. You can still hold concerts in there. You can still do your monster, whatever it is, the monster trucks that are coming in August, I believe, of this year. Final Four, a Super Bowl. The women's Final Four is coming to Cleveland in a couple of years. Maybe you can get that back eventually. I got to see Lucas Oil Stadium in person in 2020 or 2021, excuse me. And with how they would do the tournament, it was awesome. They turned a football stadium into 2 basketball courts. One side would be used. They'd clear out the arena or stadium. The other side was another court that would be used for the next game. It was awesome. I'm leaning towards a dome. I hope it's a retractable roof, but now with the Haslams being involved with the Milwaukee Bucks, it's come about that how much is the city really willing to pay in taxpayer money and help them build a new stadium? Obviously, they're helping the Guardians in their stadium renovations at Progressive Field. The Haslams have already come out and said they are not going to pay for everything to be done. They also have this plan, Mitch, to redo the area around the stadium, which the potential in that is huge, right? Because when you go down to FirstEnergy Stadium, there isn't anything around it, right? The closest bar is the Winking Lizard right there, or other bars farther down the line that you go drink at and go to, or the Muni lot. People, they're not getting rid of the Muni lot, right? That there's nothing in there that said that. I would like to see them keep the stadium around where it is right now, Mitch. But if we have to move it to Independence, that's not that big of a deal. It really isn't. It's still right there. An extra 10, 15 minutes from downtown now? There's still plenty of places to go and drink. I'm all for getting an open or a dome stadium, hopefully with a retractable roof, though.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. And I was going to ask about where you would have the stadium, because there was Scuba Steve on Twitter ended up putting a joke out there yesterday that it was he put a map picture of where South Park is down south of Cleveland, the South Park Mall. And apparently there was I had talked to some people being like, oh, yeah, that's where the stadium was supposed to go back in 99. And I was like, really? That doesn't make a lot of sense. But nevertheless, I do think it should still be on the waterfront there. It sucks that it's hard to access not only the bars that we kind of mentioned that are close to that area ish of downtown, but also down near the water because that's a really huge hub every weekend for people to go out and about.